half an hour here on BBC One.
I told you I have nothing to say. I said no comment and I meant it, so please leave us alone.
Was that her? Just ignore her, she'll soon get bored. What do you fancy for breakfast? I feel like toast and marmite with marmalade.
She says the article is going to print tomorrow.
Yeah, but we don't know what she's going to say yet.
She's going to name us. She made that quite clear. Fame at last.
We can't let her get to us.
I want to know how she got hold of information that is supposed to be confidential.
She's a journalist. They have their ways.
But it's our private business.
Yeah, but it's all about sensationalising headlines.
What are we going to do when it comes out?
Nothing. Just carry on as usual. Will you give Molly her pills?
Sure.
I gave her breakfast in front of the TV. Darling, once this is printed, the illustrious Heather Hibbins will be off chasing another headline, and she'll leave us well alone. Come on.
Jimmy's not in yet.
So?
So I'm worried about him.
Well, don't. He'll turn up.
He'll spent the whole weekend sulking. I know he will. Left 3 messages on his mobile phone. He hasn't come back to me.
He's off duty. He's entitled to some peace and quiet.
Well, I'm not hounding him, Joe. I'm just trying to make amends. Oh, do you know, I could have handled this whole thing a lot better than I have. Kicked myself.
What's done is done.
Done by you, to be precise. You know, if you just used one iota of discretion, we wouldn't be in this position, would we?
Point taken, but there's not a lot we can do about it now, is there? He's resigned.
Yeah, well, we won't talk about this now. I don't want the others to hear. I think we'll leave that until we've decided exactly how we're going to handle this.
Did you remember to pay the car insurance?
I'm sorry, I forgot.
You need to get it done.
Yeah, I'll sort it.
And can you remember the nursery? I want it doing sooner rather than later.
This weekend, I promise.
Along with everything else on your to-do list.
I said I'd do it.
Hello, darling. Come here. Now. Have you finished your breakfast? Now remember, Grandma's coming to pick you up in a minute to take you to nursery.
Hey, Munchkin. Once you brush your teeth, we'll do your pills, OK?
Go on, then.
She looks a bit better this morning, don't you think?
You always say that.
Nothing wrong with positive thinking.
So long as it's realistic. I just hope that she's strong enough to go back to nursery today.
That journalist could see what she has to go through.
Like she'd care.
You know, she talked about us like we had no morals.
Well, we both know that's not true.
I still have days when I wake up feeling guilty.
I know how hard this has been for you, but we agreed we'd turn that corner, and we weren't going to look back.
Look, I'm trying, really, but when I think about the decisions we had to make, and in a couple of days all our friends can read about it in the Lethbridge News.
Well, it wouldn't be the end of the world, would it?
It's one thing dealing with my own conscience. I don't think I can handle our friends judging us too.
I'm sure they'll be supportive.
To our faces, maybe. But, look, Dave and Maria have been trying for a baby for 5 years. What do you reckon they're going to think about what we've done?
They're our friends. They'll understand. You do know we made the right decision, don't you? Now we have to focus on the next few months. On Molly and on this little one here.
Sure.
It's going to be all right.
Yeah. I know.
Right. Well, we better get going. My doctor's appointment. You said you'd come.
I'll call work. I'll tell them I'm going to be late.
feeling relaxed. I am relaxed.
I'm afraid Dr. Clay is running late. I'm very sorry. Our doctors usually pride themselves on punctuality. Totally unprofessional.
Cara Henson's to see Dr. Fenton.
Would you take a seat? He won't be a moment. He's running on time.
What are you going to do, sack me?
Jimmy, wait. I want to talk to you about last week. You can't just arrive late and keep your patients waiting.
No, because that wouldn't be professional, would it? But then I've given up trying to be professional because there's simply no point, is there?
Your blood pressure's fine, and we'll just carry on with the routine checkups as normal. You were Dr. Robinson's patient.
He showed me how to manage my panic attacks. But they've got a bit more severe recently, and I'm worried they might harm the baby.
Well, they shouldn't do. Just try some more relaxation techniques. How are your stress levels in general?
Going through IVF put a lot of pressure on both of us.
You got pregnant through IVF and pre-implantation genetic diagnosis, right?
Yes, it was our only choice.
Surely we don't need to go into all of this.
I want to. Our little girl, Molly, has diamond black fan anemia. She has to take steroids every day, and recently she's needed monthly blood transfusions too. Her life expectancy is limited. We needed to bear that in mind when planning this pregnancy.
I believe PDG screens the embryos so that it can eliminate the ones that have the same genetic condition.
I'm a carrier, so they identified my genetic markers and used them to check against. It's not a complete fail-safe, but the risks of this baby having DBA are extremely low. We were also able to select an embryo that was a match to Molly's tissue type. Hopefully stem cells from the new baby will be able to help her. Although we won't know for certain until the baby's about a year old.
I see.
The laws were only changed in the last couple of years, enabling us to do this.
We did look into new drugs coming onto the market that could help improve Molly's quality of life.
But it's a cure we're after. Transfusing the stem cells while she's still so young has a very high success rate. So there's a lot riding on this little one.
The media call them saviour siblings. We did have 6 other embryos that were perfectly healthy, but they weren't a match, so they were destroyed.
It was a difficult decision for my husband. He has ethical issues with the treatment.
Must have been very hard for both of you.
I'm 39. This might be my last chance of having a baby. And I'm terrified I'm going to have a miscarriage.
Well, as long as we keep an eye on the stress levels, there's no reason why you shouldn't have a healthy, successful pregnancy.
I needed to hear that.
But you need to take it easy as much as possible. Get plenty of sleep and try some of those relaxation tapes. You can help too by giving her a massage, running a bath, that sort of thing.
Right, so we better be going.
Thank you, Dr. Fenton.
So, what's your view on this, as a doctor?
My view?
Well, not everyone agrees with the creation of saviour siblings.
It's a very contentious issue, and I can understand why some people get worked up about it.
I see.
But that's not to say that I...
Goodbye, Dr. Fenton.
We have got to decide how we're going to handle this Jimmy situation.
What's to do? He's resigned. Again.
Yeah, but we want him to stay. Don't we?
Yeah, sure, but you try telling him that.
Well, I've got to admit I've never seen him so angry and upset as he was last Friday. I mean, if he won't even let me apologise, I don't see how we're going to turn this around.
I think it's beyond apologising. The more we try grovelling to him, the more he's going to just throw it back in our faces. If anything, we should go completely the other way.
What do you mean?
A bit of reverse psychology. You know, just play it cool. Don't fight against his resignation, just go along with it. You know, Pretend we're okay with him leaving.
Really?
Yeah, take the wind out of his sails.
Oh, I don't think that's going to work.
Why not? This way we're not pandering to him and it might snap him out of this wounded mode.
Well, I suppose it's worth a try.
Do you really think so?
I think we should give it a go.
Well, you talk to him first, and then we'll go along with it.
Why me?
Well, because he'd never suspect you, and you have the most honest face of all of us.
Sorry, doctors. I've got something I need you to sign, Julia.
Oh, OK. What Desmond done anyway?
See you tomorrow.
Mr. Henson.
Yes?
Nice to meet you. I'm Heather Hibbin. Look, I know I'm probably the last person you want to talk to, but I am here to apologise. The phone call's totally out of order. I'm sorry. I never meant to upset you or your wife. It's just that's the only way I had of contacting you, and I wanted to get your side of the story.
I doubt that.
Look, I'm not on some fanatical crusade. I just want to get the facts out there so that people are informed.
How civic-minded of you.
You're treating your unborn child as a commodity, as a means to an end, not as a human being to be valued in its own right.
I don't need to listen to this.
Can't you see that you and your wife have crossed a line? You created perfectly healthy embryos and then took away their right to live. That bothers you, doesn't it? You're ashamed. Admit it, you've got some regrets about what you've done.
Now, what do you want from me?
Look, if someone like you, someone who'd been suckered in by the fertility doctors, went on record saying they had some regrets about embryo selection, that could go a long way to influencing others considering the same treatment.
No. Absolutely not. Now, leave me alone.
But if society allows this, where will it end?
So what is it?
Well, I'd like to start by apologising to you for what happened on Friday. I should never have talked to Joe about your OCD at all. I know that.
No, you shouldn't.
It's just that he knew already, Jimmy. He'd worked it out for himself. You know, despite what you might be feeling right now, I do care about you, and I just want the best for you. Right, OK, let's get down to business. Right. With 4 weeks' notice, that would make your end day the 22nd of June. Is that OK?
Yeah, that's fine.
And you've got 3 weeks' holiday, which we will pay you with your last cheque.
Right.
Well, I guess that's sorted then.
I just want you to understand how upsetting this has been for me. I'm being passed over for a partner twice and then you betraying my trust. Well, there's only so much someone can put up with.
Yeah, I do understand completely. And you're right. And that's why the other partners and I are not going to stand in your way. We know you're determined to leave and, well, we respect you enough to try and make that transition as smooth as possible.
Right. Thank you.
Well, I don't think there's anything else to say.
This is going to haunt us all our lives.
What?
What we've done is going to come back time and time again. We're never going to be able to forget it.
I thought we'd discussed this.
Tried to ignore it, but
Oh, please, Stephen, not again. I really can't deal with this.
I'd do anything to help Molly get better, but this was always such a long shot. I don't know if it was worth it.
But you agreed to the treatment.
Because I couldn't bear your tears on your mood swings. That's why I gave in. You pushed me into it.
That's not fair. I am I'm fed up of you trying to dump the moral responsibility of this on me just to salve your own conscience.
I can't help how I feel.
Shh. Keep your voice down. Molly's asleep upstairs. Oh, Stephen. We always wanted another child, if you remember. And luckily for us, science has made a baby that's extra special so it can give its sister a chance at a better life.
At what cost?
I can live with this. My conscience is clear. Now you have to learn to deal with it.
Hey! You're leaving then?
Yeah, looks like it.
Well, let bygones be bygones, eh?
If you say so.
And whatever you're going to do, wish you luck.
Thanks. Right then. Come in.
Do you want the patient files for this afternoon?
I don't really care.
My, we are feeling sorry for ourselves. Still, I suppose resignation is a messy business. The jungle drums have been beating.
Yeah, well, it turns out I'm completely dispensable. How sad is that?
Not as sad as how gullible you are.
Eh?
You've been well and truly hoodwinked.
Sorry?
The partners have been working reverse psychology on you.
What?
They seem to think that if they encourage you to go, you'll change your mind and stay.
Oh, very funny. So they've been messing with my head.
It beats me why they go to such trouble to keep you.
Thanks very much.
They seem to value you for some reason. Although with your attitude, quite frankly, I can't see why.
I can't carry on like this.
What we did was wrong. We should never have destroyed those other embryos. We should have had them frozen or something.
They weren't a match, Stephen. We were never going to use them. Or maybe you would have felt better that if we'd stored them in some sterile canister somewhere in limbo forever. Would that have eased your conscience?
Each one of them was part of both of us. Don't you ever wonder what they would have been like? Whether they would have had your eyes or my smile?
Stop it! You're determined to make me feel as guilty about this as you do. That's why you blame me for forcing you into this. Well, it's not going to work. It's pretty obvious what the real reason is here. You're worried you're never going to forgive yourself.
That's not true.
You've got to get a grip, Stephen. Molly and I need you. Relatively speaking, pregnancy's the easy bit. The hardest bit is still to come.
Yeah, I know. Stop going on.
You've got to stop flying off the handle. We've got so much coming up over the next few months. We need to be 100% ready, both of us.
Enough! I need to get away for a bit.
What?
For a few weeks.
You can't be serious.
I need to sort my head out.
By leaving me? I'm 5 months pregnant.
If I don't find some way of rationalising this, every time I look at that baby, I'm going to feel disgusted with myself.
That's a horrible thing to say.
I am doing this for us.
You can't be so selfish.
I'm sorry.
Please, don't leave me. Please, Stephen.
Calm down. It's just one of your panic attacks. Now, just take deep breaths.
I can't breathe.
My end date is June 22nd, just so you know.
Right. I'm sorry you're leaving.
Oh, I didn't feel I had any choice under the circumstances.
Yeah, well, I completely understand.
And my mind's made up. Can't think of anything that'd keep me here.
Well, you've got to do what's right for you. Right? You okay?
Yeah. It's just it's a really big deal, you know. I've been here, nearly 2 years. I really thought I was part of something. Guess I got that wrong.
These decisions don't come lightly. I respect you for knowing your own mind.
Dr. Fenton, there's an urgent phone call for you. Someone needs a house visit.
For what it's worth, you'll be missed around here. Won't be the same. Feeling better?
Can't believe this is happening.
Try, keep calm. Perhaps your husband didn't mean it when he said he was going to leave.
It's hard to tell what he'll do. Ever since the infertility treatment, he's been distant and unpredictable.
He had ethical problems with it, didn't he?
He agreed to go ahead with it for Molly's sake. We've been through so much together. I really thought I could rely on him, but not.
Well, people's beliefs affect their lives in different ways. Stephen is obviously struggling to rationalise his.
Yes, well, he should try harder. He has responsibilities.
I'll get you some water.
I've done my best to respect his views. But right now, I just want to shake some sense into him.
Right now, you just have to concentrate on you and your baby.
So she'll be okay.
She's had a severe panic attack, but nothing to worry about.
I'll see you out then.
I'm not going anywhere until I'm satisfied that your wife's completely calm.
I see the way you look at me.
I beg your pardon.
You obviously disapprove of what we've done.
Actually, I respect your decision. I have a daughter. I think in your position I'd have done exactly the same.
Yeah. Well, it's been tough.
I'm sure it has. Especially having to go against your beliefs.
I'm not religious or anything. I just feel that life is so very precious. All of our embryos were normal. They all had the potential to grow into healthy human beings. And only one was the right tissue type, so the others had to be. Actually, it makes me feel sick just thinking about it.
But you did go through with the treatment, and now your wife is expecting your child.
How can I live with myself? Every time I look at a pregnant bump, it reminds me of what I did.
You've got to face your responsibilities. Your family needs you. To run away is just selfish.
She told you.
You're making your stress levels worse. You don't want that, do you?
I want to be a good husband to her, but it'll always be there, that stigma of what we did bubbling away under the surface.
Well, people are much more open-minded than you think. I mean, medicine is progressing at such a rate that cutting-edge treatments like this are becoming much more normal.
I suppose.
Hi.
Hello.
And at the end of the day, who cares what people think? Your family is what matters to you now, right?
I'd better get that.
So being a good father and a good husband is what counts.
Heather Hibbin, I'm writing...
Wait till my husband sees you. Stephen!
I just want to talk.
Please leave.
What you've done is unethical. I'm interested in how you justified it to yourself.
I don't have to explain myself to you.
It amazes me that certain people can't face up to their responsibilities. When you took the decision to create those embryos, you became responsible for all of them. As their parents, it was your duty to protect them, not throw them away when it suited you.
Stephen?
I'm not sure who you are, but I'm Mrs. Henson's doctor, and I don't want to cause any more stress.
If you don't go, I'll call the police.
You can't give me a reasonable answer because you don't have one. What you've done is immoral on every level. Even your own husband condemns what you've done. He practically admitted it to me earlier today.
What is she talking about, Stephen?
She turned up at work. She could call me off guard.
How could you talk to her?
Hello? What's your name?
Don't you speak to her. Go back inside, darling. There's a good girl.
Look, I know your daughter's ill, but so are a lot of children. That's the way of the world. The only reason that child has been created is to fix that one. And that's fundamentally wrong. You have no right to play God.
That is enough.
You know what I'm talking about.
You're right. She is the reason that we have done all this.
And I can understand that. I'm no monster, Mr. Henson. No one wants to see sick children suffering. But I believe that society should be shown that these treatments are an unnatural corruption of human life.
Stop it, just stop! You have children of your own.
But that's got nothing to do with it.
Not until you have held your own child in your arms will you understand the overwhelming need to protect it.
Oh, that's as maybe.
You have no idea what my family has been through. Molly being diagnosed, seeing us suffer month after month, year after year. My wife crying herself to sleep because she can't help her own child. No one has the right to judge us until they have been through the same agony as we have. No one.
I think we're done here.
My wife is a good mother and a brave woman, and I stand by her 100%. So you can print that in your next article. Well, hopefully that's the last we see of her.
Well, you certainly set her straight.
Yes, I did. I took my time about it, though, didn't I?
I thought the sight of this was a constant source of guilt for you. You were going to leave us?
I didn't mean it. I was talking rubbish.
I can't take the stress, Stephen.
I know you can't. I'm sorry I haven't been there for you, but I will be. From now on.
Are you sure? Because if you can't find a way to forgive yourself, this is always going to come between us.
I'll sort it out, because I have to, so I can be here for you and Molly. But whatever my beliefs, this is real. A beautiful baby exists, a miracle in every way. And I know it'll have your eyes and my smile.
We've still got a long way to go.
I know.
And I need to know that you're in it for the long haul.
Every step of the way.
Good luck with everything. You know where I am if you need me.
Thank you.
Bye, Julia.
Bye.
Expect you can't wait to be rid of this place.
Pretty much.
Working out your notice is never a pleasant business. Still, it gives them time to find your replacement.
Secrets and Lies from On High in Holby Blue at 8:30 tonight. Next, here on BBC1, Murder, She Wrote, On the Road to Hell.